Simone Biles has 37 World Championship medals. 7 gymnastic skills carry her name because, in the entire history of the sport, not a single other competitor has ever successfully performed them in competition. Let that sink in. The International Gymnastics Federation didn't just reward her with trophies, they literally inscribed her name into the physical record of what a human being can do. For 2 decades, the world built a story around her. It went something like this. Some athletes are good, some are great, some become legends. And then, completely alone at the top of that hierarchy, there was Simone. The most decorated, most studied, most celebrated American athlete of her generation. Scientists published papers on her spatial awareness. Coaches froze her vault footage frame by frame just to understand what they were watching. Girls in dozens of countries put her photo on their walls because she represented the most convincing possible answer to the question of what the human body could achieve. Then she checked into a hospital and said 3 words nobody was prepared to hear. "I almost died." Not an exaggeration, not an athlete's dramatic way of describing a hard loss. A literal account of what happened to her body. Simone was born in Columbus, Ohio, in 1997. Before she was 4 years old, her mother's struggles with addiction meant she and her siblings entered foster care. Years later, her grandparents Ron and Nellie Biles drove from Texas, took the children in, and ultimately adopted Simone and her younger sister Adria. She was 6 when her life restarted in Spring, Texas, and it was that same year, on a daycare field trip to a local gym, that gymnastics found her. The coaches sent a letter home that week asking if she'd like to train. In hindsight, that letter changed the sport forever. By 8, she was competing. By 16, she was world champion. She won that title again at 17, 18, and 19. At the 2016 Rio Olympics, she took home 4 gold medals and 1 bronze, and returned to a ticker tape parade in New York. The world had its symbol, a woman who seemed to operate at a frequency the rest of the sport simply couldn't reach. What the world never saw was the invoice accumulating behind every performance. Elite gymnastics doesn't break athletes in a single dramatic moment. It's a slow arithmetic, thousands of high-impact landings per year, stress fractures managed rather than rested, a spine asked to rotate and compress in ways that have no equivalent outside the sport. By the time Simone stood on the floor at the Tokyo Olympics at 24, her body had been running at elite level for 16 years. In Tokyo, she experienced what gymnasts call the twisties, a frightening neurological disconnect where the brain loses track of the body mid-air. For someone executing a vault at full speed, that isn't a performance issue. It's a genuine safety emergency. She withdrew from multiple events. The world debated the decision endlessly. What most people missed was that Tokyo wasn't the beginning of the wait. It was simply the moment the wait became impossible to conceal. She returned. She married NFL player Jonathan Owens in 2023. She won the World Championship all around that same year, then arrived at the Paris Olympics in 2024 and won 4 more gold medals. The narrative of invincibility came roaring back louder than ever. And then came the hospital. "I almost died." Spoken by a 29-year-old woman, with 37 medals, and a body that had been pushed for over 2 decades to the absolute boundary of human endurance. A symbol can win a gold medal. A symbol cannot lie in a hospital bed. That moment didn't diminish what Simone Biles accomplished. It completed it. It revealed the full human cost of a performance the world had been watching for years without truly understanding. If this story hit you differently than you expected, hit like and subscribe, because there are more real stories behind the icons the world thinks it already knows.